So we join back in after last part. The group had continued to do some looking around for some stuff. Dante and Volu think they have found the entrance to the Twisted Mangrove, but haven't quite yet found the passphrase. Volu's doing some pondering, but not quite yet got to it. And Eleni and Ichi had a quick chat, talk about maybe what's next, and then got some food. Um, we'll join back in now with Eleni and Ichi as you sort of finishing up some food. You would notice as you're sort of mid finishing up, um, using a walking stick would enter Brother Theo, who you cured the other night. Their legs still quite burned. Obviously, there is the healing, but they are. You can tell that they are being very conservative of the magical healing at the moment. And you know this generally anyway. As much as obviously adventurers just pop magic healing whenever they need it, like your average temple won't just magically heal wounds that could be tended to by normal healing, because as if you've got those resources, you don't want to burn you don't want to have somebody actually bleeding out and not be able to heal them.
Mhm.
So actually, yes, he is slightly burned. They've healed it to the point that he's not losing skin. But then the final bits of burning, you can see he's still got a wrapping on. He's still having his leg tended to, and he sort of like hobbles in. When he sees you, he sort of brightens up it and waves a hand
I
at you.
would
And sort of,
I would gesture him over,
he
invite
sort
him
of
to come join us.
he moves over and he does take a seat next to Eleni. You see as he sits down, he does like, "It's good to see you all. They told me that it is thanks to your group that it was managed to be that they remove the corruption from me.
I'm just sorry that you're still in pain.
This is nothing. This is the pain is good. Pain means we're alive. I'll be honest. Things started to get very strange under the corruption. I was
What
dreaming a lot. I had visions and hallucinations.
what do you remember about being infected? Where did you catch it?
We were we were doing investigations down in the catacombs. Um, there is it is difficult. We definitely suspect that there is more infected than we are being shown, but a lot of the people down there are suspicious. Now, when we first went, we thought maybe government things, but honestly, now that I have been under the infection myself, I was paranoid of everything. Everyone was out to get me, every little touch, every little thing. When the clerics came to heal me, I felt like spiders were crawling up and down my legs. I I have advised the clerics now that maybe we should be more intensely targeting those that are avoiding us. Um,
Mm.
Before we were trying to be gentle, careful. We went down, we asked that anybody that was experiencing any rashes or we give free medical care, and we were just giving aid to anybody that would approach us, but we were not pressing too hard. I am now wondering whether that is the opposite. Maybe that paranoia and that unwillingness to come and seek help is a symptom.
And you said you had visions. Did you remember anything that you
It
saw?
it was nothing specific as such, but more like I said, like something was coming for me, like I had to fight.
It's strange that the infection almost is trying to protect itself. It's it's avoiding being healed, changing the behavior of the people that it infects.
Mm. I do not. I'll be honest. It was feverful, and I was in and out a lot of the time. But I am thankful to be back in my own senses.
Were you aware of the moment that you were infected? Did somebody who was infected touch you? Were you attacked?
No, it was only when we were heading home. halfway back, and apparently I just collapsed. We've been getting checked daily as well, so it must have been on that day, but
Hmm. That's strange. I know that Ichi, you and myself, the people we've seen, it's usually been within a fight. Somebody has infected another person almost as an
Yes.
attack.
although
Yes.
except I will remind you of the obviously you did experience this, but you were told about it. The as far as Volu
The
was aware,
trader.
the trader and it
Mm.
was not in any fight when they found them.
No, true.
But that's the only you are right that the other times it's been directly through cause
Mm.
rather than just through. Um, one thing I will say is for Eleni, you're everyone sort of saw this, but you really watched this and were when you were fighting with it. Every time there was like a decisive killing blow, it would shoot bits of itself everywhere.
Like it was trying to spread.
And there were a few times, obviously, Dante, you were not Dante, and obviously not here right now. But one tried to do that to Dante, and he just sort of stepped on it, and just flamed, but you burned it out. Um, but there were a few times when you were fighting at Eleni that it would like fire off the strings and try and like get away via the infection.
I suppose I'm thinking out loud, but there's a thought in my head that says, is this a natural virus or infection of some kind? Or is it being controlled by somebody? Is it more of a purposeful thing?
If it is being controlled, I do not see the aim of it. I mean, other than just causing destruction, from what I've heard from reports, those most infected attack and are aggressive. It is almost like its earlier stages it hides to manifest.
But if, let's imagine that there was no cure and the infection spread, who would be impacted by that? Obviously, I mean, if the city was in chaos, it would be the rich, right? It would be the politicians. I don't know. Who would it affect? Somebody must gain from this somehow.
Or if it is not some gain, then there must be some importance of this place.
Hmm. I'll look at Ichi and say, do you remember that note we found in that strange portal? That it was about causing as much chaos as possible?
Yes. Yeah, I remember that, which is also why I think we all got a little bit more anxious about what Tenebris had previously said.
Hmm. We don't have all the answers, do we?
Of course not. We have 12 starting answers, and that's it.
12 books.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody would bring. You would notice somebody brings them a bowl, and they would turn and start eating, and they would say, "I, I don't know. There is the chance that somebody is controlling it. There is also the chance that other people have found it and are just abusing it. From what High Priest Darkener hasn't told me all the details, but they said that there is evidence that this has happened before, or that this infection is older than.
Yes, possibly. Um,
Then also I would ponder why now. Well,
I
if
think
it is a
Eleni's feeling like she doesn't know how much she wants to share with Theo, even though, they know him quite well. So she's just going to go fairly quiet.
And he
If
doesn't
there's
seem to notice. He just starts eating. And
yeah, if there's any meat or anything like that on the table, bacon or sausage or anything like that, she's going to start pocketing some for doggies,
Mhm.
to take back later.
Yeah.
Um,
Other than that, so Theo sort of just goes quiet in terms of eating, and they don't really say anymore as they are just sort of thinking on it. Um, is there
and
anything else? Obviously,
as I finish up, I think I would probably just say, we'll definitely see you again, Theo. We're staying here for a couple of days, and please come and find us if there's anything you think of that might be useful. Um,
yes, I will.
who's in charge of the are there still people going down to the catacombs? Who's in charge of that?
I don't know who is. It is. They are sort of rotering it after I got infected. They don't want to have any one
Hmm,
member down there at a time. I believe High Priest Arcanair is controlling the
very
order of
well.
things. I am tomorrow. Once I have fully rested, I will be able to heal myself and get back to it. But for today, I must take the natural course.
Be well and make sure that you rest. And then I'm going to stand. I'll pick up the sword from under the table, and I'll just say to Ichi, I'll be back in the room. Um, I'll see you in a bit, and I'll head back up.
Okay, Ichi, you want to stay any longer or say anything more, or would you?
Ichi will slowly finish up their food. Not going to necessarily continue the conversation, but will be flicking through their notebook and making notes and hypotheticals, just ambiently scribbling, and then we'll
Mhm.
we'll give Eleni 15-20 minutes just in case like they wanted to go ahead and be on their own for a moment, and then Ichi will go and join them.
Okay. Okay. Eleni, anything else that once you've headed back to the room? Is there anything you want to do while you have the moment?
Um, no, I think she is thinking that she needs to find Arcanair. She thinks that they need to go down into the catacombs, but she doesn't really want to do that or make those decisions without Volu and Dante here. She thinks they sort of need a bit of a
Mhm.
what are we doing next conversation with everybody in the room.
Yeah.
She will happily play with the dog, uh, start training him to sit,
Okay.
using the bits of meat that she's brought back.
Yeah. No worries. I will look into it after the session and send you some stuff. But I think there is some stuff on like how long training and commands and things like that
Yeah,
can.
I think there is definitely.
I will
I'll
have
have
a
a look
look
into
into
it.
that. And in which case I will flick back over to Volu and Dante, who had already started making their way away from out of the university doors and into the main plaza section, pondering on what you were just told.
We're not going to ask how, so you can use your own minds for say how I've done it. But I've somehow found Foley some ice cream, and just like giving it to him.
What flavour though?
Ice cream flavor. Pie flavor.
Yeah, I wanted to as well.
I did specifically in my rant say about the specific conditions on which was the best ice cream.
You did, but
I was going to say, let's see how well you remember.
No, but it's a school. I can't. It's not like a say sorbet.
It's a magic school though.
Yeah, but you also don't know whether I paid for it, whether I beat somebody up and took theirs. I've given it.
I really hope Dante didn't beat up a kid and took their ice cream.
Could have been a teacher. Like, either way, I've left that ambiguous because, like, whenever I do something like this, it bites me in the ass. So it has been done. A thing has been done. So either way, let me do a nice thing for my teammate. Like, Giving him,
No,
giving him
that's
some.
not normal. That's not Dante. We sure Tenebris is not
I
still
was
in
going to say
there.
Tenebris is back.
Yeah. But yeah, so you might you head
Volu
you
is
head
Volu is very thankful for the ice cream.
and you are able to head out into the main quad.
What time is it now?
It's
Probably still relatively early. 'Cause school's-
yeah, it's only been maybe like an hour and a half, two tops, in your searching and everything. So we're coming up to like midday-ish.
Dante will just kind of like sit down with him. We'll find a perch, sit down. A kid runs away crying. You don't know why. And Dante would just put his hand on your shoulder to be like, I can imagine that probably was a lot to take in such a short bit.
Quite.
How
Right.
do you feel?
Nervous? I mean, ignorance is bliss. That's what some people say, but I guess we need to try and find out more because something is itching at me, telling me that what I can't remember may help us.
Yes, that could be the case.
But once you open that door, I'm not sure you can close it.
This was what I was about to say. Ignorance is bliss.
It's like we're in Simpatico, and then I'll hold up the ice cream because
goes to touch it, but it melts as his fingers get closer. I think it's for you.
sure we can find some like flame retardant ice cream for you one day.
Maybe one day. But you're right. There could be information that could help us, but I feel that is minimizing what could be happening with you. The reason I brought up some of those things that I did about how it could affect you is because I can understand how when things twist your mind, the thought of getting through it, sometimes you don't want to believe what comes out. This decision is yours only. I will not say anything to anyone. And you have my support. If you wish to do this, know that I will be there for you. If you wish not to, equally, nobody will know a thing. I can tell you from my experience of knowing the things that I have known, it hurts more than it helps. But you learn more than you could think.
Thank you, Dante. It's good to know I've got a true friend.
It's good to know I've got you in one piece.
We've got a lot of time until midnight. Should we
Have hot, passionate sex? Yes. No, sorry, what?
There's a thing called tension building, Dante. You don't jump straight to the end.
Have you seen how I look? I'm hot stuff and I can't be contained.
Oh dear.
Rewind. No, rewind that for like at least 30 seconds.
Volo is blushing for some reason. He can't remember.
A bloody modified memory.
But I was saying we've got a lot of time until midnight. Perhaps we should go pick up some things from the shops that we can easily pick up. Maybe some potions that can help us if we run into a rye, and meet back with the others and tell them what we found.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably sounds like a good idea.
So in terms of potions, to be fair, the temple is a fairly easy place to get them. If you're after things of specific use, like any certain resistances, wall climbing, all those sorts of things, let me know. You'll have to go looking.
Can I look at some like? I mean, say at some point, I probably should look in the book to see what there are. But like a potion of haste, or I don't know, a potion of.
So I would say, you.
I feel like I want to start taking advantages of potions because we never do.
You don't really take potions.
No, and it's like I feel like it would be a great time to just eventually turn around and be like, "Hey," because all we ever use is health potions. That's it.
You occasionally use like get you over an environment sort of thing, like a
when it's a
token of spider
necessary
climb
thing.
or whatever.
When the DM goes, "Oh, that's a shit environment over there." By the way, I've got something that could help you. Hint, hint.
I mean, usually you picked it up like 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, fucking remember, you've got it. Please, somebody look. And I'm just going, has nobody got anything in your inventory? No, is anybody, maybe look again, maybe.
I mean, I'm not there, but is there a potion that would allow us to create that elemental fire that Dante was using to burn the infection, so that other people could do it too?
I feel like that's maybe something for an alchemist to potentially work with me.
Yeah. Just wondering if there's.
I doubt they have like potions of Dante on there.
So, I do believe tokens of haste are a thing.
I don't know how much these things will be. I just thought I'd like.
There is actually, obviously, Xanathar.
How about say we park this?
Well, what I'm gonna say, we're not gonna like full play it out because it's basically a little bit of downtime rules, right? Because essentially we are kind of in downtime until you tell me you want to do something or you wander into something you probably shouldn't wander into. Yeah, one of the two. But yes, we'll have a look at and let me know. Obviously, if you want to look for potions of healing, you don't need to search for. The temple has them. You will be able to buy them. You can buy them.
I've still got a couple, anyways.
But if you want other things, yeah, let me know. It is usually a roll and some searching around the city to see if somebody's got it. But we'll do that in a time cut, essentially. And as we essentially we'll say, the results of that pending.
Before going off to leaving the school, I will just kind of go and just kind of say, I don't know, because you said it's around lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say just go towards, I don't know, where you would wear lots of lunch or something like that, mess or whatever. And I will ask Voli, could you just play that song again?
Okay, so you go to like a place where there's lots and lots of students gathered.
Yeah,
and
I just want to see, maybe like try to kind of look like, the kind of really almost proud that you can play something. Just be like, oh, that's really good, Voli, really good. Look how good he is. That kind of thing. Because I want to, there's always the kid that's a dickhead. And I'm relying the kid with a dickhead to actually kind of say just see if he says the song.
So, first to give me a performance, Foley. Let's see how good the actual.
Natural 20.
Oh! Fucking hell. Okay, yeah. Okay, so.
Plays it note perfect. From start to finish, you don't even need to know the other notes, but you've got them right.
As he starts, and he just starts. In fact, there's some other students that And you're gonna have to give me insights for this because I'm gonna say your passive isn't good enough, so you gotta hope on chance that Dante's looking in the right direction at the right time. And Volu, you might as well roll one as well as your roll
Can you
the.
give me guidance at the same time?
No, because
Yeah, I
you're
could-
playing. You like this is while it's going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, so.
yeah. I got a 19
Okay.
for insight.
I got an 11.
Okay, so some people start to stand up with their own instruments and start to play along, but you almost get the impression of like they are like bards or they are also like fans of the school, right? There's definitely some like Azure Spy Academy pride sort of shit going on, right? Where it's like they are at one of the like the best magic school in the Western side of Vercel, right? So if they lots of kids do kind of love being here. Nobody outwardly sings or says anything that is the Jesus, my brain. This says the words, but and I think Dante, you would miss it. But Volu, there's one or two that are just sort of like stifling laughs or like whispering to a mate and like pointing over towards you, but like in a way that gives you the impression that they're like saying something like, "Oh my god, he's fucking doing it," like that sort of thing. Over the people that stand up and start playing with.
I'm just going to be looking around. Just, well, I mean, so do I get a perception to have a look about, or am I?
You can give me a perception.
Or I'm trying to get people engaged with it.
From that insight, do I then does Volu then sing the lyrics?
Just
in what sense? Sorry, the normal lyrics.
Yeah, because I've got the normal lyrics, but
so I'd say as you start singing the normal lyrics, you would actually pick up disappointment from the two that were like, "Oh, he's fucking doing it." There's like no, he's like an actual band geek sort of thing, right? Like there's that sort of suddenly like they thought you were doing a bit.
He's just a nerd.
Yeah, they thought you were doing a bit and it was going to be real funny, and then like, oh, that's not what we were like. They were, and what you get from your 19 Volu, they're waiting for somebody to do this, to do
That's
whatever.
what
Like they thought you were the person that like, and there's a number of them that were like, oh shit, maybe it wasn't that, and they sort of like go back to doing whatever.
okay.
You know what I mean? There's that sort of vibe.
Can I listen out as I'm doing it? So I'll have the lyrics. I can say them if you want.
Can I just before you do? My perception is a 0.
Did you roll on that one with a -1?
Yes. If anyone's going to do a performance, this is the time for Dante to really not see it. This is your nat 20. It's so good. I'm now staring at a cricket. Going, I wonder if this is a person. So yes, go. Yes, please say the lyrics.
Oh, okay. The lyrics are: faith in honor, the lyricsha teach your cause, weave our knowledge, and teach us your bylaws. Songspire Academy, it finds and praises you. Songspire Academy, find strength in Lyrixia.
I like it. I'll give you inspiration for writing a little song about
So proud of you.
But as I'm doing Lyrixia, I'm gonna slip up and say Lyrixia and see if that gets a reaction.
So there's no reaction from it. What I would say, Volu, is the second you finish the first line, the expectation dropped.
Right.
You are more getting the impression that the entire thing is messed with, rather than one word being a slip up, or the second you did the first line, they knew it wasn't what they were waiting for.
Okay. Am I hearing anyone do something that doesn't? Does anyone join me in?
Yeah, and a few of the bards who join in, they don't say the elixir, they belt it out in their as their own. You get maybe a look from one of the ones that was looking for a more professional act, and amateurs.
Can I listen out to see if someone isn't doing the actual lyrics?
So again, it's definitely nobody is singing them, but there's definitely some people that are like giggling and laughing almost to themselves. You get the impression more they are thinking about it.
I can't read minds.
I know.
This is a really interesting cricket. Turns out it wasn't a cricket at all. It was a leaf.
As you sort of like, there's almost like this pause, there's a few bit of claps as you finish from people, there's a few of the bars jump up and bow and stuff. There is a little bit of a commotion. And a gnome dressed and maybe illusion, there's a bit of both. They're like in a full jester costume, but as they sort of run through, there's like confetti firing off into the air. But like from over there, like it starts happening, and people are like standing up, and people are pushing. As they run through, they are just shouting out. And it's almost like, hear ye. Larixa gave birth to Alar Moonshadow. Larixa gave birth to Alar Moonshadow. And then they just, hear ye. They just run away. The people in the room that were like sniggering and laughing, some of them wrote shit down. All of them, as that finished, stand up and start to leave the area.
I'm going to go over and try and grab some of those papers.
So the bits of paper, as you sort of get to them, they're not bits of paper, they're mangrove leaves. Coloured and painted to be looking like confetti.
Is there any words on them?
Nope.
Mangrove leaves.
Larixa gave birth to Moonshadow. Alar Moonshadow. Oh, thank you.
I'll bring the leaves over to Dante and tell him to stop looking at the cricket.
It's a sock. Oh, did you start playing?
Yes, some person was saying that Larixa gave birth to Moonshadow, and everyone kind of ran off.
Oh, I must have missed that. Must have been doing it quietly.
Very loud gnome, but okay.
No, I would have spotted it or heard it for sure.
So,
Well,
should we head back?
Yeah, I think it's time for us to head back.
Okay. You are able to make your way back fairly easily. It would take you maybe 30, 40 minutes, but by around 1 o'clock you would be returning to the temple. For the others, over the last hour or so, have you stayed in the temple? If you have, what have you been doing? Are you still looking into stuff or doing research? Are you helping out generally around the temple? What's the plan while you almost wait for the others to return?
So I think Eleni has been training the dog and getting to know it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She'd probably have tried to find something that we can use as like a lead and a collar.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not trained, I mean, I know we can command it to do certain things, but yeah. But other than that, she's pretty much waiting for the others to get back, and helping Ichi if he needs any help with the stuff that he's reading.
Okay. So you guys would hear the others return.
In just before kind of like they return,
Yeah.
Ichi, well, not just before, Ichi will have popped out to the library just for a moment, just to like grab a few books and return. Looking into like famous warlocks and deals that they have made with extraplanar creatures and such, how they went about that, effects that they have had, kind of vibe, like whether or not it's all negative or all good, kind of like just doing more research into that in terms of just like effects that other planes in both positive and negative ways have happened towards people in a consensual manner.
Like pacts and bonds.
Yeah, pacts and bonds, those kind of things. And also, like, if other things are able to tell about those things, you know, like how, like, they say, like, animals have, like, the sixth sense kind of thing of, like, they can tell when things are going to go wrong, or those kind of things. Yeah, just because of the way that, like, Eleni's moths reacted to, like, those kind of I want to look at larger aspects of that, whether or not having dealings with extraplanar things can leave those kind of residual essences.
Mm-hmm. So I'll say definitely noted, and you started that. I think in your initial looks, there's nothing in the common knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You're sort of starting to get into that deeper reading when you hear the others returning.
Yeah.
If you want to just make a note in your notes that you have picked up a book on pacts. So it's called Pacts and Dealings with the Outer Planes. You can return to researching that. But yeah,
Lovely.
the
Thank
others
you very much.
would be able to return, and you would all be able to regroup.
I'd be twiddling the mangrove leaves in my hand, thinking, surely I saw paper. Must have been paper.
You two okay? How did your excursion go?
It went.
We got ice cream.
Oh, what flavor?
Pie flavour.
That is a very old internet.
Yeah, he said it. He said it. He said it earlier, and I wanted to like,
I like trains.
I hate you.
Uh,
Ichi kind of like nods and goes, "Oh, lovely. Are you fans of ice cream, or was it just something you picked up?"
Dante just kind of gives Ichi kind of just like a really look, and then just like laughs.
I don't know. You know, I said how the whole thing went, and the one thing you told me was about ice cream. I'm assuming that was the most interesting part of your excursion.
We're going to. We took the car back to Glass.
Lovely.
He said he couldn't really help us, but he pointed us in direction of the magic school. So, and then he gave us back the car. And we then went to the school where we are going to go have some dealings with if you were you there with for Shadow Junior's
Yeah.
thing?
It was only me who wasn't there.
No. Do you remember Moonshadow Junior's crew, who was pit crew?
Yeah, yes.
I was able to stop one of them, and we have to go to a twisted mangrove, play a song to a tree, and sing some words. And at midnight, and we're gonna see if we can get some things made for us at cost.
Okay, why
Have you been drinking?
yeah.
Not yet. I can't wait till I do. It's something I'm gearing up for slowly.
You have to sing a song to a tree and it'll let you in.
Yeah, it's something very similar to what I've seen in the Fae. It's a secret door that's activated by song.
Oh,
And he's and from what I understand, Volu is very good at playing it. I missed it myself. I didn't really hear him, but apparently he says he did really well.
well, hopefully
Just need to figure out what these are, and then I'll hold up the leaves.
Those are is it mandrake? Did we say? 'Cause I
Mangrove.
Mangrove.
I keep going
Mandrake
to
is
say it.
very Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying my best not to say it.
Mangrove is an actual tree as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's a real tree.
You
Think
enjoy
Florida.
life. Your mangrove. These are mangrove leaves.
I could have swore they were paper.
No.
you, are you okay, Volu?
Ichi, can you hold these? Can I let me try something?
Certainly.
I'll have him hold them, and then I'll cast Dispel Magic on them.
Nothing happens. However, thinking that line, you think they could have been illusion the first time?
Got it the wrong way round.
When he was firing them out, potentially they were illusion to look like paper.
Never mind, Ichi. It's okay.
Oh, okay. We'll hand them back.
We'll put them in my pocket.
Yeah, he was shouting out. I was going to say Zariel. No, Larixa gave birth to Alar Moonshadow.
Oh, I mean, interesting.
That seems like an odd thing to say.
It seems like there's a secret code based around the school song, but I only know the words to the school song. I looked around and I could see some people reacting, but almost like I was doing the normal bit.
Well, couldn't that have been the new words for the song? Couldn't that have been the password?
I was going to think the same thing.
I mean, we can try it, or maybe we can see if we can snoop around and maybe this is something that you could do, Eleni. Maybe we could show you where the mangrove tree is, and we could put you next to it, and you can do your super still hidey thing.
That's a good idea. Yes, and wait to see what people do. That sounds like a good idea. I need to just nip away for a second, guys. I will be right back. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously you would be able to go back. I think Volu, as you're thinking on it, it's either that it's sort of that you've just got to sort of say that bits of words anywhere, or potentially you're sort of trying to think about how like you've done code word play in like with silly games and stuff. Maybe it's just that like the first word, the whole Larixa gives, like that's just the point in the song where you should initiate the sentence. So like where you would normally say Larixa in the song.
Yeah, like Larixa teaches us, it's like Larixa gives birth.
Maybe it's just the and it's obviously like you knew everyone in the room knew it wasn't right when you sang the first line.
Jingle bells, Batman smells.
Yeah. So I have to, like maybe do the hear you thing.
But yeah,
Or alternatively, we can just camp out around the tree by midnight.
Well, this is what I was thinking because I've been wrapping my head all the way home. I thought these leaves were paper, but they're just leaves. How could I not know they're not leaves? So maybe the best thing is just to wait for somebody else to give us the information because I haven't got a clue. And now I'm cranky. Have we got any food?
I thought you were picking up leaves for your cape, to be honest.
No, now I'm moody, and for some reason I smell sausages and bacon, but I can't see any.
You would look over as I'm giving the last piece of sausage to the dog.
Volu now has number one enemy, the dog.
Look, you missed lunch. I assumed you were getting it while you were out.
There's always a second lunch.
I think Volu, you will be the thought will cross your mind of maybe the kitchen's cleaning up the leftovers.
I'll go away for a moment just to calm down and go to the kitchen.
Okay.
Dante will look over towards Ichi and Spigo and just go, is it safe?
Ichi will look over to Eleni, where next to them, probably like next to the bed or under the bed, is the sword.
It's under the bed, and I've put an alarm on.
Yeah, certainly.
Still in there.
Yes.
We regularly check it. I have not in the last 5 minutes when you walked in the room, but we are fairly certain that we know its location. How are you doing?
Still lightheaded. Still
It's a lot to get used to. There's a lot of room in there now.
I know. It's as if, say, like I've just emptied my garage.
Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get a little bit more perceptive and aware of your surroundings now that you've got, just your mind in there.
True. Oh,
Won't start getting distracted by insects and such anymore.
That's true. Dog. Dante will go start playing with the dog, completely ruining any type of training, but absolutely kind of going, hello, doggy.
Yeah, you know that whole thing of like, don't rile up the dog, and Dante's immediately there like.
I'm just throwing out there. That's exactly what I do to dogs.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely fine. Every now and then, Elena's going to walk past and go sit, and the dog will stop and look at her, and then go back to playing.
There's the moment being like, oh,
yeah,
you have no bacon left. Play.
Can I just try to do some animal handling just to see if it how well I bond with it?
Yeah, well, and you can go for it.
Oh well, that's shit. Didn't want a dog anyways. 2.
Yeah, you rile it up too much, it gets too excited and bites your hand.
Burns itself.
But yes, what I'll say is, so obviously, for jumping forwards, if there's anything that you want to do in the hours before midnight, obviously that includes sort of resting if you're gonna be sort of pushing past the normal time of resting. We can do rolls and any sort of downtime and stuff if you want.
I think I would try and get a couple of health potions from the temple while we're at it.
I would like to also, if Eleni's done training the dog, I want to kind of either like give it a bit of playing, but also, all kind of like playful training, because I want to live my life vicariously through this game and have a dog.
Valid.
Do I need to pay for these potions, Liam? How much?
Yeah, so standard price. They basically now, because you're staying, they more say to you, rather than buying from the stock that they're selling to the public, if you just give, pay for them, and then they'll make
Okay.
what you need. Obviously, they're limited by time. They can't make you like 1,500 or whatever. But
No, I would just like 2. Just take 2.
yeah, so standard price.
Oh, the other thing Dante will be doing in this time is he will be spending some time down in the, I don't know, sealed medical bit, trying to help any of the infected.
Okay, and for now, are we just going with the same heal, burn, heal, like burn, heal, burn, heal, burn, heal?
Yeah, but I'm going to take Lenny's advice and go start with the ones that are least infected.
The ones that
Because-
are most easily healable.
Yes, so we can try to actually stop more coming instead
Yeah.
of just trying to slow down the ones that are gone.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll say that you easily can do that, and High Priest Arcanair and the other clerics are like very, very thankful, and just even there's points where they're sort of saying take a small break for yourself as well, and making sure that you are not expending energy of too much and all those sorts of things.
Dante doesn't stop. He refuses to stop.
Volu, anything other than getting some food that you want to do?
So Volu will get some food. He'll bring it back. He'll start eating it in front of the dog.
Oh, that's so cruel.
And then he's going to cast speak with animals.
Just to rub it in. Yeah, this tastes real good.
I'll be like, listen here, buddy.
Yeah.
Just because you're with us now doesn't mean that you get all the sausages.
All the sausages?
No, not all the sausages.
You've got all the sausages?
No.
It rushes up to you, it's like sniffing in your pocket. Where have you got the sausages?
And then
Where
I'm
have you got
batting
the
it away
sausages?
like, no, stop.
Give me an acrobatics or athletics to see. Oh, to be fair, I didn't roll too well. I only got a 7.
I got a 3.
So yeah, you try to get away, Bolu, but they've managed to get their head like under your vest, and they're now but then they can't see it. They panic and they like lift you up and they're like trying to run around the room with just like your vest caught on the face.
Like, no, stop. Like, just wait 1 second.
It
And then I'll cast.
It halts and you like slide off it.
Yeah. Right. Understand me. I get sausages. You get sausage. Comprehend?
Sausage. I get sausage.
So I'll eat 2 sausages.
2 sausages.
No, I'm not saying anything.
2 sausages.
I eat 2 sausages and give it 1 sausage.
2 and 1 sausage. Yeah.
So then I eat
Well,
2
you
sausages
also-
and then I give him another 1 sausages. He learns he gets 1 to my 2.
I'm going to say that, Volu, over this time, you sort of take some time talking to it. As well as being, obviously, animal level intelligence, you also gather that it is a fairly young dog. So is also actually, by animal standards, pretty dumb and immature. Not quite puppy because it needs to be of adult, but it's like just an adult, if that makes sense.
Can we please have something to like a Pokeball to keep him in?
No.
Oh, come on.
You have to figure out how to keep him alive and well.
You want a dog? We have to now look after this dog.
Fine, okay.
I am in
fine. I'm
love with this
retiring
dog.
from being an adventurer. I am going to be a farmer. And
We set up our own doggy daycare business. That's the D&D from now on.
Yeah, that's fine.
And on that farm, I have a dog. E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah.
Like,
And
Dogs and Dante.
With that, we will jump forwards. And as the time is coming closer towards midnight and the time that you need to leave, that is where we are going to call this week's episode. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, thank you very much for playing. If you're enjoying the adventure so far and want to see more, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you know when the videos are coming out. And as always, rule well. Bye.